This My Thoughts Monday is brought to you by Kinetic Performance, the makers of the Rolls-Royce of barbell monitoring technology, the GymAware. Guys, in season training, we rock the GymAware all the time for quite a few reasons. The first, of course, is just that, the ding. Every time the athlete hears that, they know that they're hitting exactly what we need from them at that moment. And when they don't hear it, it brings out that extra little bit of competitiveness within themselves. On top of that, that awesome ding ends out bringing together the athletes as well, pushing each other and getting each other to be able to hit numbers that they probably wouldn't hit at that portion of the year. And finally, of course, that ding helps us monitor, manipulate, and keep track of volumes and intensities so we can best dose our athletes during the season at the right time with the right amount. Guys, hop over to kinetic.com.au and check out what Evan and the team down there have, because this is absolutely a sensational product that's changed the way that we've trained our athletes. This edition of My Thoughts Monday is brought to you by Valve Performance, the team behind the Nordboard, Force Decks, the Groin Bar, and Human Track. Guys, the most important ability for all of our athletes is availability, and that's the absolute goal of Valve Performance, is to provide solutions to performance professionals so that we can get the right information to make the right decision at the right time for the betterment of the athletes that we get to work with. To do this, guys, they have a wide range of validated products that focus on usability, and having been founded by the School of Exercise and Nutrition Sciences at the Queensland University of Technology, they're extremely evidence-based and they're beyond transparent. I can tell you that our time using the Nordboard and being involved with Force Decks, we have been introduced to so many amazing people that have truly helped us become better coaches, have a better understanding, not just of the technology, but also what we're doing with our athletes. So make sure you hop over to valveperformance.com today to make sure you check out what they got. It's going to make you better and to do better by your athletes. Hey everybody, if you enjoy the podcast and the content that it provides, make sure you hop over and check out the all-new Strength Coach Network. The Strength Coach Network is the combination of the CVA SPS community and the Rugby Strength Coach community, bringing you what is sure to be the internet's leading resource for continuing education for strength and conditioning professionals. Combining these two resources has allowed us to bring some of the best content from some of the best minds in the world together for your one-stop shop to better improve the continuing education for not just yourself, but your entire staff. Bringing together all of the lectures from the Rugby Strength Coach community, along with the lectures exclusively done for the Central Virginia Sport Performance community, and all the lectures performed at the Central Virginia Sport Performance Seminar, make this an absolute must for performance coaches around the world. The world-class lectures at the Strength Coach Network are not all that you'll see as well. The discussion in the forums and the support and the career guidance from some of the top practitioners in the world, from people all over the world, makes this an absolute must and a great place for you to network, learn, and grow as a performance professional. So hop on over to strengthcoachnetwork.com and use the code CVASPS, that's CVASPS, to get your 48-hour trial for only $1. We're sure you're going to find great value in the Strength Coach Network and are really excited to have you involved. So hop on over to strengthcoachnetwork.com and use the code CVASPS to check it out today. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Jay DeMayo coming at you with this week's edition of My Thoughts Monday. Today, guys, I kind of want to start talking about something that's going to sound a little weird as an intro story here, but I think it ties some things in really, really well with some stuff that's kind of been on my mind of late, some things we've been looking at, some stuff that we've been trying to build over here. Those of you that know me, they know, you know that I'm a creature of habit. I'm a person that likes my routines. I'm a person that likes to have things set. I'm a person that likes to know day to day what we're looking at and how we're building things and moving forward. That's good, bad, or indifferent, right? Like that's, different strokes for different folks, as they say. But, today being a Saturday, I just finished our groups with Nova and went to Whole Foods and get an omelet and have a kombucha and grab the coffee that they have there that I use in the French press during the week. Kind of use that time to decompress just for a little bit, get myself prepped, get myself lined up before I head in for Saturday to work out. If there's any guys that want to get an extra workout in, meet them in there. So, sitting there and got the omelet, and grab the kombucha and have the bag of coffee ready to go. Go to check out, get my 16-ounce coffee, which I get every Saturday. They all know me that it's what I'm getting every Saturday. And there's a woman in front of me who's completely posted up in front of all the condiments for the coffee. The creamer is right past her right shoulder. So I fill up my cup about halfway. Say, "Excuse me, ma'am. Pardon me for reaching." Grab the creamer, pour some in, and put it back. She turns around, gives me a freaking glare that if looks could kill. R.I.P. to good old JD right now. She's like, "I'll be done in a second." She's like, "Word? Okay. Not gonna cross this lady." So I wait a second. She finishes. It's fine. I grab the stevia, pour it in. She turns around, has some words for me after when she's walking away. Then the person from Whole Foods that works over there is like, "Coach, sorry, man. Jeez." And I'm like, "Yo, dude, you never know, man. You never know how people are going to be that day. So whatever. Obviously, she's having a bad morning. Obviously, something I did struck a chord. She's not in the best mood. So whatever, man. It's not going to ruin my coffee and my omelet. I hope she has a better day after that." And that brings me full circle to a podcast interview that we just posted a couple weeks ago with Anthony Donskov, which if you haven't listened to it, I think you should. Not just because it's one of our shows, but because I think Anthony is a freaking absolute stud. And I thought the show was pretty killer with some really awesome stories, like anecdotal situations. It was really cool. But one thing that he said was context is king. So, I told you that first story and it brought you to this story to bring it all together with this, right? Like, the lady was having a rough day, maybe. Maybe she's just a jerk, right? Like she could just be like one of those people that's just like crabby all the time. Whatever, like who cares? But I think as a person who really dove in the deep end with all the monitoring stuff, I think that that's something that we overlooked. And I think that's something people still do overlook at times. Is that context is king. All too often we look at how the individual reacts or responds or comes in their mood or behavior or whatever it may be. And all too often we just jump to conclusions. What if there really is something bad going on? What if there really is something that they need to talk about, for you to be aware of? What is the underlying factor to why that behavior is occurring? What is the underlying factor to why those numbers are showing up? Is the individual dogging it at practice because their GPS numbers are down, because they're not covering distance, because they're not covering hitting speeds or velocities or accelerations or whatever you're measuring, contacts, physical impulses? Is it because they're fatigued? Is it because practice was set poorly? Or is it because they've had a bad day and they're just beat up mentally, emotionally, and they just were having none of it that day? If it's the last one, how are you going to dig in and find that information? Because that's going to be hard for some athletes to share, right? So how are you going to set the relationship so that it's open and honest enough so that they're able and willing to share that sort of information with you and not feel like you are going to take it out of context and punish them for that? Sport performance is human performance, and everyone involved in sport is a human. They're going to have their good days and bad days. They're going to have their days where they just don't want to practice. Now, it's not our job to get them motivated and do all those things and care and work harder. Yeah, to some extent. But to another extent, it's also our job to understand that maybe sometimes it's better to not die on your sword and live to fight another day. So taking a step back and looking at these two situations. If that person who was aggressive over stevia and creamer for coffee were to show up to train today, I would go out on a limb right now and say one of two things was going to happen. She was either going to come in, like she was shot out of a cannon and crush everything because she needed to blow off steam because she was mad about something, probably about that prick who was at Whole Foods who wanted to grab the creamer when she was setting things up. Or she's going to come in with a terrible attitude. She's going to come in and not want to do anything. She's going to come in and be combative. So how are you as a coach going to sit there and handle that situation? How are you going to get to the meat and potatoes of the problem and dig through that conversation? Because here's the thing. It happens all the time. It happens with the guys. It happens with the women. It happens at 5:30 in the morning. It happens at 6 at night. It happens at warm-ups before games. So just kind of making a full circle. Context is king. And its context is 100% the key to all of these situations. Understanding the situation. Understanding the person. Understanding how to communicate with them. Understanding if you will or will not be able to get to the bottom of it. Understanding if you will or will not be able to actually get them to open up and tell you what's going on and share with you. All of those things need to drive the decision as to how you handle it. Are you going to change what they're going to do? Are you going to push them a little more? Are you going to be able to jump them to get them back in it? Are you going to have to talk them down? Are you going to have to just leave them alone? Some really, really different strategies, but all of which would be based on the individual. So, Donskov, killer talk, homie. And it's resonating with me. Grabbing an omelet and a cup of coffee, brother. So keep up what you're doing, dog. You're kicking butt and affecting so many people, so thank you for that. And guys, again, if you haven't listened to that talk, I can't recommend it enough. So stop listening to this old fart and go listen to what he had to say, because it's sensational. But always, guys, truly appreciate everything you do for us here at Central Virginia Sport Performance. We'll be back next week with another My Thoughts Monday. We'll see you then.